It's time, guys. It's finally that time. So, as of this recording, I'm recording this video at 3:15 a.m. This information that came from the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter accounts dropped about an hour ago. But we finally have our first hint towards the Dragon Ball Legends 6th anniversary. It's not a cryptic message at all. It's just a straight up hint, right? So the tweet just says new fighter, and they put four images of stages that are in Dragon Ball Legends. And the stages are the World Tournament stage. I'm pretty sure the other stage that they're showing is Archipelago. And then after that is like the Wasteland stage. And then after that is Supreme Kai's planet. So what exactly does this mean? Well, I mean, based on the final stage, it's kind of a dead giveaway, but I'm assuming, right, that the theme of part 1 of the Dragon Ball Legends 6th anniversary is going to be none other than Buu Saga. Now, why is this so important? Well, it's important because that means that we're probably getting another Vegito unit. Granted, every anniversary that has existed for Dragon Ball Legends has always given us a brand new Vegito unit. The first anniversary was the introduction of Super Vegito. The second anniversary was the introduction to Vegito Blue. The third anniversary gave us another Vegito Blue unit. The fourth anniversary gave us Ultra Super Vegito. And then the fifth anniversary gave us Ultra Vegito Blue. So it makes sense that for the 6th anniversary, we get another Vegito unit. But they've kind of done everything already. Think about it. When it came down to Super Vegito, when they introduced him into the game, he was introduced as an LF unit. And then the year after that, we got Vegito Blue in the game, introduced into the game as an LF unit. And then the 4th and 5th anniversaries respectively gave us Ultra Super Vegito and Vegito Blue. So they've kind of done everything that they could with this character, apart from one specific thing. This is something that not only myself, but literally everybody else wants to see, and it also kind of coincides with something that happened in game, and I'll explain that in a bit. But if this really is what we're thinking, what we're all hoping for, then we can finally get a tag Goku and Vegeta that fuses into Vegito mid-battle, which would be really freaking cool. That would be amazing. It would be our actual first in-game fusion unit, because it's never happened before. And again, for years, I always considered that impossible with how they were, going about the game at that time. But since we got the introduction of the unique gauge, preparation mode, all of that stuff, it's possible now. It makes a lot more sense for that to happen, right? So if it were to happen, I'm all down for that. And I know everybody else would be too. But the reason why I do think that this is possible, apart from the images that we have from the Twitter accounts, is because in the latest update of Dragon Ball Legends, I believe version 5.2.0, that's when we got the updates like PvP and all that stuff. But there were some subtle changes that they made into the game in which they really didn't need to change, because on the surface it would serve no purpose. But clearly, when it comes down to Dragon Ball Legends, when they make changes, there's an intended purpose for it. And the change I'm referring to is the enemy's unique gauge. Because if you guys remember, prior to the 5.2.0 update, the enemy's unique gauge was the exact same size as the player's unique gauge. But in this latest update, they shrunk the size of the enemy's unique gauge. Again, on the surface, doesn't really seem too important. But it could also elude that maybe they shrunk that gauge because there's probably going to be another gauge that goes alongside it, and they don't want it to take up too much of the HUD. So in order to make room for maybe both gauges or whatever the case may be, they shrunk the enemy's unique gauge. Because obviously on the player section of the HUD, you want to make sure that the gauges are noticeable, right? So of course, if those are larger than the enemies, it makes sense. But obviously you also want to make sure that you can pay attention to the enemy, but they also don't want that to, I guess, be too distracting. I don't know. That's just me, speculating. But either way, though, a lot of people picked up on the fact that the enemy's unique gauge shrunk, but it seems as if it probably shrunk to accommodate a new mechanic that we will be getting in the game and I'm assuming that that mechanic would be in-game fusion. I'm telling you guys, that is going to change up so much. I mean, again, we've already had a singular element factor for tag units before, right? And a prime example of that are the tag gammas, right? Where they're just, it doesn't matter if you have gamma 1 or gamma 2 in, they are a pure yellow unit. They could go the same route with like an in-game fusion iteration of Goku and Vegeta. Like, I've seen an image on Twitter that's been floating around of like a mock-up of what, you know, their art and like, you know, what element factor they would be. I believe the element factor the person chose was a blue unit, but yeah, like they could be like a singular blue unit, because the only reason why I believe it's possible for that is because if they were blue and reverse blue, fusing in game wouldn't make sense, because then you'd have to pick which element factor you would want to be, which could be beneficial or detrimental. So again, I think that would be a bit too convoluted. So maybe if they were just a singular element factor, just straight up blue, for example, and then they fuse in game, Vegito would be a blue unit, right? So there's no issues in terms of what element factor the unit would be, and of course you would pick and strategize and utilize the unit accordingly. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting, because with the 6th anniversary, apart from these hints, we don't really know what to expect. So I'm hoping that the Legends team actually goes kind of crazy with creativity this time around, because we kind of have everything in the game already. And not only that, this could open the floodgates to, like, I guess, reworking in a sense, right? Characters that have already been represented in the game in some sort of way, shape, or form. Obviously, primarily fusion units, right? So they could, like, make a, for example, another Goku and Vegeta unit that fuses into Gogeta. If they wanted a meme for whatever reason, they can make a Goku and Vegeta unit that fuses into like Veku for whatever reason, right? Which would be funny. Hopefully if they did that, he'd be free to play. But what else? You could do Goku Black and fuse Zamasu. You could do Goten and Trunks. Like, that's another one. Heck, you could even do the Android 17s too. Like, that could actually work. Because remember, Super 17 is a fusion unit. Like, it's just 17 and Hellfighter 17. So you could have a tag unit of those two and get like an in-game fusion of Super 17. That would be really cool. Like, the possibilities, well, okay, I can't say that they're endless, but like the possibilities are there. Oh, heck, they could reintroduce Kepler into the game with a type of mechanic like that. That would be awesome. So again, the floodgates are kind of open when it comes down to things like that, if that's the direction that they're going with. But again, seeing that the images that we got from the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter accounts very clearly hint towards Buu Saga, literally, especially with the final stage, that's a dead giveaway, then I'm hoping that it's going to be Vegito. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Vegito. He's been in every anniversary. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. So, I mean, obviously they can do whatever they want, but I'm really hoping that it's Vegito. Like, it would be the best way to introduce an in-game fusion mechanic. But obviously only time will tell. We do have a reveals and stuff happening in 3 days. So when that time comes, then we'll really know what's going on. But all in all, I'm setting my bet right now that we're gonna be getting a new Vegito unit. Whether it's just a standalone Vegito or Goku and Vegeta finally fusing in battle into Vegito, which would be the best case scenario. But I'm still excited for what's to come for the 6th anniversary, but I do want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.